What's up, you guys? Chase here, and this is the first actual video on this channel, Neo the Dark Sage. And like I said, on this channel, we're not going to really be doing anime and manga stuff. If you want to see that type of stuff, go ahead, go to my Dark Sage channel. But today's video, I got my boy, the first guest on this channel, my boy JamesonJones.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? It's somewhere, yeah, I'm somewhere, you know.
Yeah. You're somewhere. But today's video, we are going to be ranking all of the Spider-Man films, not every single one, like none of the 60s or stuff like that. We're talking about up from Sam Raimi all the way to No Way Home. So this video will be containing spoilers. And if you have not watched it, go watch No Way Home. Like, it's really good. At the time of this recording,
it's been out like a month, bro.
I'm about to say, yeah, exactly. Like, if you wanted to watch it, you could have watched it by now. Like, you could have. Don't bootleg it either. Go watch it in theaters. But yeah,
honestly, don't bootleg it.
This is a movie that you need to see in theaters. But like I said, from here on out, we are talking spoilers for every single movie on this list. Venom 2 isn't on here, which is peak, but I mean, we're just gonna have to miss out on that one. But we have everything from the Sam Raimi trilogy, the Mark Webb duology, and we have the Homecoming or the Home trilogy or whatever. Then we have the Venom movie itself, and we have Spider-Verse with Miles Morales in it. So if you guys like this type of content, if you like tier lists, and if you want to see more JamesonJones on the channel, I don't know what orientation I'm at, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, post notification bell, and like the video. Help support your boy and get this boosted within the YouTube algorithm. Let's go. Let's rank some of these Spider-Man movies, and we see the best Spider-Man movie already it's the first movie that's listed on here, my boy. We got to put it at S. We got to put Amazing Spider-Man 2 at S.
Oh yeah, dude, of course, 100%.
Yeah, so that's getting an S rank.
That's S rank, dude.
Andrew,
you know what else is S rank, bro?
What?
You know what else is S rank? Venom.
Yes. I forgot the actor's name. I don't know why it's blanking for me right now, but I bet you I'm remember it right when we get off here. But yeah, it's just so amazing that I forgot that he was even an actor. I thought I was like really in the okay. Let's be real. Let's put this in D tier. Okay, we got Venom and Amazing Spider-Man 2 in D tier. That is that is the bottom of the list when it comes to these movies right here. But we have to set a standard, not a standard, but we have to really set like what is like S rank. And it's non-debatable out of all these movies. Like
Into the Spider-Verse.
This is.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off there, bro. But Into the Spider-Verse was the best one,
yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. So, the portrayal of Miles Morales in this movie, the fact that we have the first Spider-Verse movie like in theaters, and this is a cartoon, and it was just so well done. And this was like at what 20, not 24 frames per second.
Oh yeah, no, it was 24.
It was 24. I thought regular movies were at framed at 24.
No. I think it was 30 FPS, and then they just had like him, like when he did like the glitch in like 24 or something like that.
Maybe, I don't know, because you know when you play the Miles Morales game, you can play as that suit, so
yeah,
it does a weird.
It's fucking trippy, dude. It's trippy.
It is, especially when you fight, and it throws me off. But Into the Spider-Verse, Miles Morales' portrayal and his first debut, I guess, within the movie theater aspect of a Spider-Man movie. Perfect, phenomenal. I know a lot of people didn't see this because it was a cartoon, but this movie is great. If you guys have not seen it, go ahead, check it out. But yeah, that's definitely S rank. Now let's actually go through the list. We already got the best movie out. Well, I don't know what Spider-Man movie do you consider the best one?
Like outside of like you're talking about like the trilogies and whatnot.
Like you had to choose one Spider-Man movie on this list. Which one do you think is the best one?
It's so hard because like. There's so much to pick and choose when it comes to these movies.
Yes.
But if I had to go with like my top, like my favorite S tier, Spider-Man 2.
Understandable. I mean, that to me that will go in S rank once we get there.
Yeah.
I think I love Spider-Man 2. My favorite movie is Spider-Man, like the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
The very first one?
That's my favorite because that made me such a huge Spider-Man fan back then when I was younger. I was already a Spider-Man fan, but seeing that movie, I really tried to climb a tree. I hurt myself. I fell off of it. I look like a dummy. I still try to be Spider-Man to this day though. But nevertheless, that's my favorite movie. I know it's not the best one on this list, but it's my favorite one. But to me, Into the Spider-Verse is really good, and Spider-Man 2 is really good. But out of those two, to introduce a new character, introduce them so well, have all these other characters, all these other Spider-Man that we're not familiar with coming to this movie, and they're all portrayed so well from their own universes, I'd have to say Into the Spider-Verse might be the best Spider-Man movie.
Agreed.
Obviously, live action wise, which live action is going to be Spider-Man 2. So I do agree with you on that one. So
I mean, like, I'm not trying to take it away from you, by the way. Spider-Man 1 was really good in its own right too, and nostalgia hits whenever you're talking about it. But yeah, now Spider-Man 2, it's just that the moments hit so much harder, dude.
It does. Doc Ock to me isn't as much as a interesting villain with the whole sun in my palm thing. Because what are you gonna do once you get the sun in your palm? What are you gonna do once you get that? Like, and then this was my thing, right? And I've always had this problem when it comes to villains in movies. Why do y'all want so much money? You can't use that anywhere. You're wanted everywhere. Why? I mean, obviously for the time period that came out in, cool. Yeah. Every villain wanted to do that. But in my head, I'm like, why do they want money? You can't use that anywhere. Just steal what you want.
Exactly. And the thing is that the craziest part about it is you take the money, you can't use the money, but you don't even need the money. You're a supervillain.
Exactly. You just take whatever you want. That's what I'm saying. What is the problem? But nonetheless, we're really getting older. We're really dissecting these movies.
Yeah,
but
it's bad, man.
But okay, the next movie that we got to go up to is Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield's first portrayal of Peter Parker in Spider-Man, the Mark Webb duology, the first one out of those two. Now, this isn't a horrible movie, but in terms of him being Spider-Man or Peter Parker in general, like Spider-Man, he was kind of there with the quippy one-liners and stuff like that. Cool. But as Peter Parker, I know they was trying to make him more current for the time era that it came out in, but he just didn't feel like Peter Parker. He just felt like a punk. He didn't feel like a nerd. He felt like a punk.
Exactly. I feel that.
So this isn't a horrible movie by any standards. It's not Amazing Spider-Man 2. Amazing Spider-Man 2 just has its own problems. Everything about that movie is just a problem in general. It's real rough. Its existence is a problem. But Spider-Man, I see what they was doing with this. Some stuff in that movie I didn't like. Some stuff in there I did like. I like the CGI. It was one of the best looking Spider-Man movies.
Now that I do have to agree with for sure.
Especially for the time. So
yeah,
Amazing Spider-Man, I think I'd give it a B.
You give it a B?
I think I'd give it a B. It goes no lower than C, but where would you put it at?
I actually put it at a C.
So you think it's barely passing?
Yeah.
I can't argue with you on that. Like I said, it's not going any lower than a C. It's not D. Yeah. It's not D tier.
But let's also be clear here. It's like a bias because of the fact that I've like out of all the Spider-Mans, Andrew Garfield is my least favorite. So like I can't put him too high. But the movie wasn't terrible, like you said. It's actually watchable. It's the first one anyway. It's watchable. It looks really nice for the time and things like that. Andrew Garfield, while not the best Peter Parker, he can really get away with some things as Spider-Man. They say a lot of people argue that some of the things that he does within those movies are more accurate towards Spider-Man, compared to others, but I don't really see it. But I like him. I liked it. I liked it at least, you know. I really liked him. Let me stop.
I mean, no, we this is spoiler talk. We can talk spoilers.
You're right.
I liked him more in No Way Home than in any of his movies.
Agreed. He was so good in No Way Home.
But also, this felt like an older Andrew Garfield, though, as well, though. So, like an older Peter Parker that Andrew was kind of portraying.
The charm was really there for all three of them in No Way Home.
Very, very. I mean, to me, Tom Holland, once all three of the Spider-Mans was there, I'm like, Tom Holland, get out the way, dog. I'm trying to see these two now. I was like, yo, you're not really even Spider-Man yet, dog. And we'll talk about that later on. But you're not really Spider-Man right now compared to these two. But yeah, Amazing Spider-Man, I can see why you give it a C, and I can't argue with that. I give it a B because it was a reinvigoration for Spider-Man, and they tried to do something new with him, going towards more of the comic book era. I mean, trying to be more comic accurate with it. So I understand why you have this right here, and I guess I just can't put it in A tier. I know that it is dang near not touching S tier. No. So it's disrespectful to even put it in A tier. So understandable. Now we got Spider-Man 2. Do we even have to discuss this movie? This movie was fantastic. I rewatched this recently before No Way Home. And Spider-Man 2 just hits every bell and whistle when it comes to actually making a perfect superhero movie. I can't really see anything wrong with it besides maybe the corniness, but for me that was for the time. But I like the corniness though, so that's why I'm like, to me that adds to it. So are we putting this S rank? We got to put this S rank.
Yeah. Dude, and also just as everyone can as everyone imagines, the train scene was just fucking magical, dude.
Oh yes. It was great. And then just the action set pieces when he was fighting Doc Ock on that train.
Yeah, dude. Oh,
come on.
God. And someone actually did like a review of like they did like a case study of Doc Ock when they like brought him back to life or whatever, or when his arms came back to life. Dude, it's so good.
Spider-Man 2 is just so fantastic. Like there's no boring moment in that movie. But right after Spider-Man 2 comes Spider-Man 3, and it's not as bad as Amazing Spider-Man, but rewatching it, it's not as bad as we all made it seem like it was back then. There are a lot of bad moments. It's not a good movie.
Yeah.
But I will say it is a very enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
So I definitely not putting it S, A, or B. But I feel like Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man, was better narratively than Spider-Man 3 was. Spider-Man 3 was just... So? I mean, yeah, I feel like... To me, I always said that I feel like once Sony starts adding too much stuff, that's when the Spider-Man movie becomes bad. Because look at Spider-Man 3. We have Venom in there. They try to do the whole origin of Venom. They try to do Sandman. They try to do... Peter Parker trying to have his life. Or, being a not self-conscious, but he's very...
Bully Maguire, dude, was the best thing about it.
Bully Maguire is GOAT. Like I said, this movie is very entertaining, but for me, this movie just tried to juggle too much with the killing of Uncle Ben, putting that on Sandman's story, trying to flesh him out. Then we got Topher Grace, but Topher Grace trying to play Venom or Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
No,
it was a lot.
And then Venom just looked horrible in general. And then this is the third thing I was remembering. Harry Osborn as a new Goblin. And him hitting his head and forgetting what happened in the past 2 movies.
Yeah.
What? No.
Yeah.
No.
Just completely wiped, just gone, just whatever.
Yeah. So I mean, there's some great moments, like some of the fighting scenes, like when Tobey Maguire has a black suit fighting Sandman in the underground or whatever. That was a great scene. And CGI kind of looked a little dated at the beginning, but overall, this movie isn't horrible. But I definitely can't say it's better than Amazing Spider-Man.
Really quickly, remind me, because it's a little hazy for me. In Spider-Man 3, when Harry became the Goblin, it was Goblin, not Hobgoblin, correct?
No, it's not Hobgoblin. They titled it New Goblin.
Yeah, see, no.
Yeah, so I mean, Spider-Man 3, where would you put it? Like, I can see if you put it in D tier, I would say it would be the best thing in D tier. But if we put it in C tier, it's definitely going lower than Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, so I put it in C tier, and I put it after Amazing Spider-Man because Amazing, like, even before you had said like narratively it's better, and I had to like go back and actually like think of it in my head. You were correct strongly, because Spider-Man 3 tried to go into too many different directions and they couldn't pull it all together in the end. It was just too much.
Yes. So I mean, Spider-Man 3, Sam Raimi, I get it. Sony tried to put too many elements into your movie. I understand. And really, New Goblin should have been the main villain of that movie. Agreed. Honestly, because he was set up for 2 movies already.
Yeah, but should have just did Hobgoblin.
Yes, but I wonder, like, who would you have would have? You think Harry should have been Hobgoblin?
Yeah.
But Harry's been known to be Green Goblin in the comics, I believe, right?
Hobgoblin, dude. It's supposed to be his best friend turns into Hobgoblin to fight him. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, maybe I'm wrong.
I'm pretty sure it's been Hobgoblin.
I thought Harry Osborn becomes Green Goblin at points. I mean, he became Green Goblin in the second movie. I mean, in Amazing Spider-Man 2, and he becomes a Goblin movie in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, to be fair, so here's the thing, he may be Hobgoblin on a regular basis, and then every now and then in different universes or different comic books, he may have been Green Goblin. Okay, that makes sense. Because I know some people are trying to not portray, but they're trying to make the assumption that Ned from the Home trilogy is going to become Hobgoblin, even though he has magic. He has magic. That's why I'm like, I don't know, dude.
I don't know. But we got Mark Webb's duology out. We got the Sam Raimi trilogy out the way. Now it's time to go to the. Oh wait, no, we still have one more Sam Raimi movie in Spider-Man 1.
Oh yeah.
Where would you put that? I gotta see. Like, it's A or B. It's A or B. I give it an A. Willem Dafoe kills it.
So Willem Dafoe kills anything.
That is facts, except for John Wick. I didn't really like him in John Wick, but yeah.
Yeah, no, he didn't do too well there. You're right. But mostly everything he's in, he's gonna do a fantastic job. So Spider-Man has a special place in my heart, just as everyone else. It reawakened that whole thing about being a superhero and great power, great responsibility. Seeing it like on the live action screen as a very young kid, we were elementary school.
Yeah.
I fucking loved it. And I already loved Spider-Man at this point because my dad had introduced me to some of his comics that he had from the past and the current at the time and stuff like that. So I do believe that, nostalgia aside, just from what it was, I give it an A.
Okay. I can't argue with that at all.
I don't even have to change it around. I already have it in the A slot.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, my favorite Spider-Man movie. I could watch that back to back. I've watched it back to back plenty of times as I was younger. Yeah. And Willem Dafoe, great. The Green Goblin, how him and Peter Parker, how basically the Green Goblin or Norman Osborn is one character that motivates or encourages Peter Parker outside of Aunt May. But this is his arch enemy. So that's just crazy. That's just crazy. That's just crazy to think. This is so crazy to think. But Spider-Man, Sam Raimi's first movie, fantastic. Now we have the Home trilogy, and we have Far From Home. I'm not gonna lie to you, Far From Home with Mysterio being the main villain, very forgettable. This is probably the most forgettable Spider-Man movie, and it's sad to say because it's not a bad Spider-Man movie, especially with the visuals with Mysterio. And that's the one thing I liked about all these Spider-Man movies, is that they made these super corny looking characters from Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery look so dope. Mysterio's effects in that movie was so fire. It was so fire. Yeah.
The thing is Mysterio is one of those enemies. He may have had his hay time during the time, in the comic books, whatever, but he's fucking useless.
Facts. I mean, when we played Spider-Man 2 based off the movie, you literally hit him with one punch in the grocery store and he dies. So I'm like, yo, they made Mysterio look cool in this movie. Plus Jake Gyllenhaal playing Mysterio. Good. It's good.
It was
real
good.
And then it kind of teased the multiverse a bit in there. We wasn't really sure about it.
Just a little bit. Just to test the waters, you know?
Yeah, and then this is also the movie, the first movie that was after the whole Infinity Saga thing happening, the whole blip situation. So this movie, I enjoy it more than The Amazing Spider-Man. Can I say it's better narratively? But it's not a bad movie though.
Narratively, I think it is though. Legitimately. I'm not gonna say the writing was amazing, because obviously it wasn't. But I think it told a better story, a better cohesive story for what it was. If that makes sense.
Was this a movie when he was on the school bus and he had to beat those little drones that was coming after him while he was on the school bus, or was that Homecoming? That might have been Homecoming.
No.
When he was on the school bus, and his other classmates were with him. That might have been Homecoming. I don't know. I'm probably confusing the movies.
I'm not sure.
I think it was Homecoming. I think it was Homecoming because they was on their way to Washington or whatever.
I'm not gonna lie, this is a problem. We're getting the movies confused together. That's not too good for those movies, you know? If we start to...
But Homecoming is a good movie narratively. I'm already saying it right now. I put Homecoming in A. Easy.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Easy A.
Okay.
Low S. Easy A. Low S. It's hitting A easy. Especially for where it stands in the MCU itself.
Yeah.
So
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were gonna disagree with me on that one.
No. But Far From Home, I think Far From Home. I'd say Far From Home. I mean, Homecoming narratively is the best. One out of the Home trilogy.
Or those, I think yes, exactly.
Narratively is the best.
Yeah.
But Far From Home, we put it as a B.
I think Far From Home is a B.
Okay, I can't argue with that. Like I said, the visuals was great. Peter Parker having to deal with Tony Stark, his mentor, and the whole blip situation, great. His relationship with MJ develops in that movie, also awesome. But we barely get to see Spider-Man in the Spider-Man outfit. We see him as a spider monkey or whatever.
Dude, I didn't really care for that.
See.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't care too much about that. I thought it was cool and funny at the time. But
The only reason I remember is because I was recently playing Spider-Man Remastered PS4, and that suit was in there, so that's the only reason I remember that. Besides that, there was just so many. There was too many forgettable moments in this movie to where I could just scrap this one aside. Really.
Agreed.
But we have Homecoming. Like I said, low S, easy A. Where are we putting this one? We put this as A.
It's an A. It's an A for sure.
Okay, we're putting the Homecoming
problems. It has its own problems, but it's not enough for me to take away the A status, you know?
See,
it's enough for me to keep it out of the S status.
Understandable. I guess I really don't have any problems with Homecoming because I think I see why a lot of people say Homecoming is mid, but also I think Homecoming is a good first movie for Peter Parker set within the MCU realm where all the stuff has already happened. You get what I'm saying?
Like all the exciting stuff at that point had already fucking happened.
Yeah, a lot of it has happened. So.
Oh yeah, a lot. My bad.
Yeah, like not the Thanos stuff ain't happened yet. But
the Thanos stuff hadn't happened yet. That was afterwards.
But this is basically like the events after Civil War. Spider-Man trying to, fight to be his way into the Avengers. Then he just realizes he should just be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So that's like one of the things that he learns throughout this trilogy, which I do like. So Homecoming, like I said, easy A, very low S. But we have the final movie, which we could talk about this now because there's so much to talk about on this. And I'm pretty sure you said that you talked about this somewhere else as well. Would you like to plug something?
Yeah. Wow. So my friend and I, Alex, we do this podcast every week. We try and do it on every Monday because like things are weird. I had COVID last week or something like that. It was weird. But we try to get out on a regular schedule. It's called High Functioning Dimwits, if you haven't heard of it. And it's almost on like every platform. Like even if you don't want to like download anything, you could probably listen to it if you like our Facebook page, and it's like it just plays on there now, just magically on its own. It's fucking great. Also, if you like have any problems like finding anything specifically, just Google High Functioning Dimwits. You'll find us.
And all the links will be in the description down below as well.
Yeah. So. My friend and I, Alex, we were just talking about it as we were recording our current episode that will be going up Monday of January 10th, around noon Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
We were just talking about our top 3 movies, essentially. He put me on the spot, though. It was just me, and we only did the live action movies from Sam Raimi to No Way Home. We didn't do Venom. I still haven't watched Venom. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm sorry.
I mean, you don't have to. Trust me.
Yeah. From what I hear, it's I'm not missing much. I know about the end credit scenes and whatnot, so that's all that matters. So Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Yeah.
It's so much to unpack here, dude.
It's amazing.
It is. It's probably one of the like visually. One of the best things I've seen in a really, really long time. I keep trying to cover this stain on my shirt, so I'm just gonna point it out to everyone now, so everyone can see it.
I didn't even notice it.
If everyone sees it, it'll stop bothering me. But visually, it's probably one of the best things I've seen in a really long time, and I mean that like sincerely. Narratively, it was almost solid. They could have worked some things. There's
so many things I found in that movie. I'm like, okay, let me suspend my logic right now because this doesn't make sense. But okay, but for the sake of plot, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, there was also some plot holes after the movie was over. Once like he had everyone forget him and stuff like that. That like. But those are really minor things that can be patched up later on and like throughout this like any other series. So I'm not too stuck on that. But from what I got and from my viewing experience, even though I had to sit by one of the old managers I had just left the company with, he was just there. It's cool. It's whatever, you know. It was completely packed in there though. Whew. I strongly believe that this is an S tier fucking movie. I believe it's an S tier movie. I really do. I fucking do, and I stand by it.
As a Spider-Man fan, as a Spider-Man fan,
it's one of my favorite movies. And there are some things that I do obviously not like about this movie. If we're being fair here. I don't think they had to do Aunt May that way.
I mean, for the sake of story, I feel like they had to. It had to happen for the sake of the story, because at the end,
think something had to happen.
No, I mean, but I mean, yeah, with the whole multiverse thing, yes, but also everyone forgetting him and he can't even go see his aunt anymore. That had to happen. Dude, she had to die. She had to die.
But even worse than that, at the end of the movie, you realize that no one even realizes that this is her nephew. Like, he's just completely forgotten. Period.
Yeah.
Like it was heartbreaking, to say the least. And I guess this is like live action Spideyverse for me, dude. Live action Spideyverse. It was so fucking good. And I, as one, have been very vocal about not liking Andrew Garfield. Charming, played his role well, saved MJ, redeemed himself. Tobey Maguire was just charming as fuck the entire time he was there. Just like everything. And like you said, I hate to admit it, but Tom Holland, he wasn't Spider-Man at that moment.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, bro.
He was Spidey in training at that moment.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, bro. Compared to these two, come on, bro. Like, come on. You a rookie right now. I mean, he did get a third movie. And technically now Andrew Garfield got a third movie. So
That's true. Unfortunately, none of them will be able to touch Tom Holland in a few years, since he's got 3 more on the way.
That is facts.
Yeah. Also, like, can you imagine? This dude's only been in the game for what, like 6-7 years, and he's like a multi-millionaire, if I'm correct. It's fucking insane how much money he's made off of MCU alone.
Dog, I just want to be a bystander in MCU.
That's what I'm saying. I literally just want to get one check.
I want to get crushed by the building rubble. I don't care what. I don't.
That's all I want. But yeah, no, I don't know. For what it is, what it's leading to, what could possibly happen in the future with the whole Spider-Verse, if there's even more, because I think there will be more in the future for a very short time dealing with the Spider-Verse. People do not agree with me on that, which is fair, because they think that this is tying up with the multiverse Spider-Man thing. They think this is it. I don't think it is. I could be wrong.
I can't see it, but I'm also open to it.
Yeah.
But also, there's just so many theories that you could have just with this movie because of the whole multiverse aspect, though. So, I don't think the next Spider-Verse, if there were to be another one, would hit the same as this one.
Oh no way.
It might be enjoyable. I can't imagine another one, and I'll be like, man, how like I was in that theater when I saw No Way Home. So, I'm open to it.
I was hype. I'm
open to it, but I want them to write the story a little bit better narratively, though, if they do something like that. Because this movie, like, all the villains that were supposed to come back, that were supposed to know Peter Parker or whatever, Electro never knew Peter Parker.
Nope.
Sandman didn't know who Peter Parker was. He just saw his face. He didn't know the name to him.
He didn't, yeah.
And then Doc Ock, like, he came back. Like, Doc Ock coming back doesn't make sense of how he came back. And it also doesn't make sense that he knew Norman died of his glider when Harry didn't even know that until the third movie.
No, yeah,
and by that time, Doc Ock was dead.
Yeah.
Like, Lizard, and then there was some lazy parts, obviously, with them not being able to get the people who actually played Sandman and the Lizard come back for the movie.
Yeah.
Because I heard they reused scenes from those actual movies when they got DCGI'd and they became their regular selves or whatever. But besides that, this movie... Also, you telling me all them electric eels fixed Jamie Foxx's edge up? You telling me that happened? Because that man was looking that man was looking good, bro. I mean, I know it fixed his gap in the movie, but he was looking good when he came in this movie. I ain't gonna cat to you.
Hey, bro, all I'm saying is I need to go jump in one of them so I can get that crispy ass hairline, because mine is
fucked up. Facts, mine's hitting the LeBron right now. It's running away from me right now. But you putting No Way Home in S.
I am.
Oh, I want to put it in this. I'm just keeping me. The only thing I have a problem with is the plot holes, but that's if you've seen the other movies. But if you just go into this movie, you see the first 3 movies, you see this. Well, I mean, obviously, this movie isn't going to be good to you if you haven't seen the previous Spider-Man movies. But in terms of enjoyment, In terms of hype, I have never been this hyped for a Spider-Man movie.
Never.
I wasn't even hyped going into the Spider-Verse like this.
Agreed. And Into the Spider-Verse fucking like
it blew me away.
Oh,
so
yeah, it did.
This, you putting it in S? It's not high S. It's not high S.
No. But you also don't have to agree with me. You can disagree.
No, but see, that's the thing though. Like, my Spider-Man fan is making me want to put this in S. Like I said, Homecoming is a better movie narratively, but this movie, I had so much fun with it. So I had such a great, like, my entertainment experience with this movie was off the charts.
Off the chain, dude. So I think this is fair to us, or like fair to like point out to people. Mm-hmm. We are extremely biased when it comes to this fucking movie.
Yes.
And I am okay with that.
Yes. So guess what, god dang it. Asterisk, here you go.
Even if it's the third in the list, I'm okay with that.
I am too. Oh, that felt good, man. My body feels really good after putting it in S rank.
Oh my god. So, and what it's leading up to in Multiverse of Madness, I can't wait. I still have to watch the MCU shows. I've been very hesitant on it. So you need to watch What If tonight. Tonight.
We gonna see if that's gonna happen. We gonna see if that's happen. But thank you guys for watching. If you are new to the channel, you have not already, go ahead, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to follow JamesonJones and all his social links. All the links will be in the description down below. Do you have anything else to say about this?
No. Just go ahead, if you haven't seen it and you already watched through all this, go watch Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah, go watch it again, because if you watched it now and then you just heard us spoil like almost everything about every single movie, then shame on you. But also, thank you. Make sure you like the video before you go buy your ticket to go watch the movie. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Dark Sage out, or Chase out in this instance. Peace.